woke up this morning with my mind stayed on Spirit. I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on Spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on Spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah.
Walking and talking with my mind.
Walking and talking with my mind
Stayed on Spirit.
stayed on Spirit. I'm walking and talking with my mind stayed on Spirit. Walking and talking with my mind stayed on Spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah.
Take it away, Tony. Singing and praising.
Singing and praising with my mind stayed on Spirit. I'm singing and praising with my mind stayed on Spirit. Singing and praising with my mind stayed on Spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah,
Hallelujah.
hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Last time. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah.
Yeah, I like that. The button will be, oh, we're in business. All right, good morning, good morning. How are we, Center for Spiritual Living Parker? All right. We got a party going on over here. Well, welcome, welcome. I'm Reverend Stephanie Stewart, the minister here. And here at Center for Spiritual Living Parker, we envision a world that is inspired, transformed, and awakened to its spiritual magnificence. And it is our mission to provide spiritual tools for personal and community transformation. We fulfill our mission. Yeah, just keep the party down over here, okay, just for a second. You two aren't allowed to sit together anymore. They're just being moved by the Spirit. Is that what it is? Okay. We fulfill our mission with this Sunday service by offering classes and workshops throughout the week and by being of service both in the community of Parker and around the world. Now, you can be a direct participant in our mission coming up this June. In June, we are having a month-long pet food drive, and it benefits the Colorado Pet Pantry. Colorado Pet Pantry was established in 2013, and it is the largest organization of its kind in the United States. In 2021, they served 6 million pet meals. 6 million pet meals. So what we will be doing, they are in desperate need right now. Desperate need right now because of chain interruptions, supply chain interruptions. So they take dry dog food and dried cat food, wet cat food and dog food, canned cat food and dog food, kitty litter, toys, leashes, collars, and any other pet accessories, okay? So keep that in mind, and we'll start collecting those things in June. We'll start collecting those things in June, okay? If you are with us for the first time, a very special welcome to you. If you are returning to us after an absence, welcome home. Welcome home.
Yeah, woo!
On the table as you walk in, there is a welcome card. If you would be so kind as to fill out that welcome card, it says welcome, welcome, welcome on it. It lets us get to know you a little bit better. If your information has changed, please fill out that welcome card. That allows us to change your information in our database that make sure you get our e-newsletter. We have a very busy summer happening. As you can see, it's the Summer of Joy coming up. June especially is incredibly busy. I was just looking at the calendar yesterday, and I'm like, there is not a weekend that something isn't happening. There's not a weekend that something isn't happening. So we are a very busy center. So joining me today at podium will be Vicki Ward to offer our interfaith candle. Yes, Vicki. Vicki Ward will be offering our interfaith candle lighting reading, our spiritual reading, and an invocation. Lighting our candles today will be Lisa Campbell. Where's Lisa? Oh, there she is. And our announcements will be offered by Joe Albers. Vicki is a licensed prayer practitioner. Our practitioners can be identified by their white and gold stoles. Would one of you be willing to stand so you can be identified? Thank you, Shirley. Thank you, Shirley. The practitioners have gone through 4 years of training to be able to see the spiritual truth of any situation for you. So no matter what's happening in your life, you can sit with one of them, talk with one of them, have them pray with you, and they will be able to see the truth of it for you. So I urge you to find a practitioner after service today and talk with them and have them pray with you. So before I turn things back over to the band, I have some difficult news to share. Longtime member Leslie Terry recently made her transition. Her son-in-law Dale Backus let me know that she entered hospice care, that she was only in hospice care for a very few days, and then she passed very peacefully. So Laura and Dale are holding a celebration of her life at their home in Larkspur, which is at 5007 Lorraine Road, this Saturday, the 28th at 11 a.m. Excuse me.
Or 11 a.m.
So again, Leslie Terry.
11 a.m. she said.
Leslie Terry has made her transition, and if you need that address, please come see me after service. I have paper. I will write it down for you. Okay. Leslie Terry's made her transition, and her celebration of life is this Saturday, the 28th, at 11 a.m. at Laura and Dale's house in Larkspur. So let's go ahead and turn it back over to our wonderful CSL Parker Band.
God is, I am right here, right now, right here, right now. God is, I am. Sing that again. God is, I am right here, right now, right here, right now. God is, I invite you just to take that in right now. God
Good morning. At Center for Spiritual Living Parker, we honor all paths to the divine. This candle lighting service highlights 7 of those paths. Our theme for this month is emotions. We light the first candle to honor Christianity. Gratitude is the healthiest of all human emotions. The more you express gratitude for what you have, the more likely you will have even more to express gratitude for. We light the second candle to honor Judaism. But feelings can't be ignored, no matter how unjust or ungrateful they seem. We light the third candle to honor Buddhism. You must be at one with your emotions because the body always follows the mind. We light the fourth candle to honor Confucianism. Not feeling compassion for a stranger is like not feeling when one's foot has caught fire. We light the fifth candle to honor New Thought. Instead of resisting any emotion, the best way to dispel it is to enter it fully and see through your resistance. We light the sixth candle to honor Hinduism. This world will be a better place if we try to understand the feelings of others. And we light the seventh and final candle to honor Sikhism. Sweetness and humility are the essence of virtue and goodness. Thank you, Lisa. Okay, thanks.
Can I just say one thing? I feel like I'm home.
Today's reading is from an old issue of the Science of Mind magazine. This is for Thursday, September 24th, 2020. I save all my magazines. I've got stacks of them. The title is Negative Emotions. Gretchen Rubin said, negative emotions like loneliness, envy, and guilt have an important role to play in a happy life. They're big, flashing signs that something needs to change. And Ernest Holmes said, if we would come back to see that life is like a mirror, tending to reflect back to us the images of our own thinking, then we should realize that by changing our thinking, we can change the reflections in the mirror. When gut-wrenching anger, jealousy, shame, or other negative emotions overcome me, the last thing I want to do is to embrace them. However, resistance solidifies them. The memory of the painful events that caused them becomes a permanent part of my experience. The way I feel about any event creates the memory of it. The way I feel about any event creates a memory of it. That memory adds to a network of feelings that grow into a belief. The belief becomes true for me because I look for evidence that it's true. The good news is I can change my thoughts about the memory, which alters my feelings and my belief. Today, I look back to see how I grew stronger, wiser, and more courageous because of every challenge. Anger doesn't have to be a bad thing. It may be a personal signal that it's time for action. I can go along with the status quo until I feel irritation bubbling up to the surface. Exploring why I am feeling annoyed gives me personal insight. Then, with honesty and respect, a conversation or other action may be in order. I choose to have positive memories of how I learned from and handled my angry feelings. When I want to run away from my most difficult feelings, my job is to sit with them. My feelings are a part of me, and they will have something to tell me. Until I learn the lessons my negative emotions teach me, the positive emotions of joy and peace will elude me. And so I sit, I pay attention, and I learn. As negative emotions come up, I set aside time to be quiet with them, asking, "What are you trying to tell me?" So, let's get in our still place and get ready to connect with Spirit. Close your eyes and know that this time with all of us is so special. Know that Spirit surrounds our community. All those who are here, all those who could not be here, all of Parker, all of Colorado and these United States and our world. Spirit is right here, right now. We are so grateful for Reverend Stephanie, for our music team, for all the people who have come today, people who have not been able to come, people who've come every day, every Sunday. We're just full of gratitude for the loving spiritual community that is CSL Parker. We are blessed with love, blessed with kindness. The earth is soaking up all the moisture that has come to help things blossom and bloom and grow. And so, at this moment in time, we know without a shadow of a doubt that love surrounds us. Love is us. and Spirit works through every single one of us. And so it is. So it is.
Optimism is contagious. Say it loud and sing it strong. Optimism is contagious. Pick it up and pass it on. Hope is a place where one smiling face can make a difference. Positive messages dance past the edges of doubt. Well, it's a ripple, it's a rhythm, it's a movement, it's a beating of drums. Oh, you can't help but move to its music when it comes. Optimism is contagious. Say it loud and sing it strong. Optimism is contagious. Pick it up and pass it on. Well, rocks can be smooth, and tides can be moved by the moon. Armies disarmed, snakes simply charmed by a tune. Well, it's a candle, it's a beacon, it's a comet, it's a constellation. So let yourself go and bask in the glow of the illumination. Optimism is contagious. Sing it loud and sing it strong. Optimism is contagious. Pick it up and pass it on. Oh, simply divine. It's a state of mind. Want to stand in the dark? Do you want to shine? Optimism is contagious. Say it loud and sing it strong. Optimism is contagious. Pick it up and pass it on. Optimism is contagious. Sing it loud and sing it strong. Optimism is contagious. Pick it up and pass it on. Pick it up and pass it on. Give it up and pass it on. Give it up and pass it on. Give it up and pass it on.
All right. Where are we? Okay. Oh, yes. So today's talk is called Looking Anger in the Eye. I'm like, we're launching the Summer of Joy, and I have to talk about anger. What's this mess about? I guess I didn't have to talk about anger, but you know what? We're talking about emotions this month, and it's the right thing. It's the right thing to get to. So I was taking Mom to the doctor this past week, and we passed an evangelical church. And I didn't catch the denomination, but I know they were evangelical because of the message they had on their sign. It said, "God is angry with the wicked every day. Sundays at 9:30. So I guess if you're wicked, Sundays you have some downtime. I don't know. It said something different on the other side of the sign because I made sure to look when we were on our way back, but I don't remember what it said because it wasn't nearly as entertaining. I mean, can you imagine? Can you imagine God is angry with the wicked every day? God is angry every day. What a thorn in the side we must be to that kind of God. Made you in my image and look what you do. Give you all these beautiful things and look what you do with it. Don't even appreciate my sense of humor. Give you the platypus for my sake. Here's the thing. I think anger is just like any other emotion. It has levels. It has variations. It has temperatures. It has temperatures, right? If you will. So we all get angry, right? I mean, basically, it's a daily thing. You might just call it irritation or aggravation or annoyance. But we all get to some level of angry every day. Your significant other squeezed the toothpaste from the middle of the tube. You broke an egg. The car won't start. Traffic is bad going to work. Your boss is a jerk. You got lunch on your favorite shirt. Your project got rejected. Traffic is worse going home. And maybe all of that is just irritation and annoyance, but doesn't all of it just kind of build up and pile up until finally you walk in to the house and it becomes, would you just clean up after yourself for a change? That's a lot to think about, isn't it? Angry every day. That's a lot to think about. On some level, at some temperature, we're angry every day. And anger is constricting. Anger is constricting. Last week I talked a little bit about being diagnosed with a major depressive disorder. Before the diagnosis, I was either deeply depressed or deeply angry. There was very little in between. There was very little bit in between. I was an incredibly constrained and constricted human being. And there was very little in my life because of that. I had few friends. I had no relationship. I had a business, but it wasn't doing particularly well. And I had no spiritual life. And then one day, this wonderful friend of mine who has since passed told me this story. And in the ensuing years, I found out that it's actually a story it's a children's story. But in so many ways, I was very much a child then. I needed to be fed things the way you feed a child, slowly and lovingly. So here's the story, and you may know it. It's called Nails in the Fence. Nails in the Fence. Nails in the Fence. So there once was a little boy, and he had a bad, bad temper. Terrible temper. And his father gave him a bag of nails. And he said, every time you lose your temper, I want you to hammer a nail into this fence. And so the first day he hammered 37 nails into that fence. And over the next few weeks, he started to learn to control his anger, to control that bad, bad temper. Because he discovered that controlling his temper was easier than hammering those nails into that fence. And finally, one day, he didn't lose his temper at all. And his father said, go pull a nail out of the fence. And so for every day that he kept his temper, he pulled a nail out of the fence. And the days and the weeks went by, and finally he went to his father and he said, all of the nails are out of the fence. And his father took his son by the hand, and they went to the fence, and he said, I'm very proud of you, son. But I want you to look at this fence and look at all the holes in it and understand that it will never be the same. And that when you speak in anger, you leave scars just like this fence. And in that moment, that boy understood how powerful his words were. And he looked at his father and he said, I'm sorry. I hope you can forgive me for the holes that I've left in you. And of course his father looked at him and said, son, I love you. Of course I can forgive you. I remember the story at the time taking my breath away, because I recognized even then that I had a problem with rage, which is the worst form, the hottest form of anger. And I recognize now that just the telling of that story to me, it started me on the healing journey, one that unfortunately my friend Doris didn't see me reach the end of. But I tell it to you today so that you know that I deeply, deeply understand the constraints of anger, and especially of rage. I'm not proud to say I created a lot of scars. I wasn't anywhere near being a whole person. Anger at its worst can absolutely do that to us. It fractures us. By becoming aware of it, by facing it head on, however, we can cool it before it becomes destructive. And we need to face it because we all feel it on some level every day. We have to face it head on. How many of you have said, geez, I just got mad so fast, it just hit me? That is unawareness on our part. That is unawareness on our part. Look, if Thich Nhat Hanh can walk through a bomb-ridden street in a meditative state, we can do this. We can do this. We can focus and understand ourselves well enough to recognize when our anger is starting to bubble out of control. And we can set an intention to find peace in that state. I'm talking about emotional intelligence here. Talking about emotional intelligence. We recognize when we're feeling something, what we're feeling, and we aren't controlled by those feelings. We become observers of our own emotions. I am feeling irritation. I am feeling aggravation. I am feeling hostility. I am feeling anger. I don't have to act on these feelings. I can allow this to wash through my body and be done with it. Do you know how long it takes anger to flush through the body? How long it takes for the physiology of anger to move through the body? 90 seconds. If we're angry past 90 seconds, it's because it's because our brains keep reenacting the scenario. Wouldn't it be nice to have a 90-second rager? And then just be completely done with it? That might be cleansing if nobody else was involved on the other side of it, you know? Rage into your pillow for 90 seconds and just be done with it. Just blow it all out, take a nap after. I don't know, maybe that's the old me talking. It was still on. That's okay. But I get it. I mean, we all get caught up in it sometimes, right? And we just get caught up in it. Something beyond irritation or annoyance. We can't let it just wash through us. We can't just recognize it and observe it and let it go. Our minds keep replaying it over and over again, and we come up with that perfect salty comeback or that perfect right hook, right? Just the perfect right hook in our minds, What then, Reverend Steph? Give me some of your medication, right? Let me ask you this question. What do you deserve? What do you deserve in life? Happiness, peace. I hear a lot of these good answers. Let me be so bold as to tell you what you do not deserve. You do not deserve a life filled with depression and rage. Nobody deserves that. No one deserves that. It's a very small, very tight, incredibly uncomfortable life. There's barely room for even God in that life. So, what do you deserve? It is our responsibility to command our emotions rather than allow our emotions to command us. When we command our emotions, there is peace at the center of our lives. What do you deserve, chaos or peace? Of course, peace. We are each responsible, though, for that answer. Now, the tools themselves for recognizing and observing our emotions and cooling the heat of anger especially are many and varied. You can find them all over the internet. You can go into a bookstore and go into a self-help section and read multiple books. People make their livings talking about the different techniques for building our emotional intelligence. Focused breathing, mantra, prayer, all the different kinds of meditation, especially movement meditations. Mindful eating, mindful drinking, aromatherapy. Just take a walk, take a hike, take a deep breath. Can give us the separation that we need from our emotions to be able to observe them and not be engulfed by them. And ultimately, that's what we're after. We don't want to be engulfed, especially by our anger. Even if it's only showing up as irritation. We want to be in control. We can't always be in control of our situations, but we want to strive to be in control of ourselves. There is peace in that. There is peace in that. So at the beginning of this morning, I joked about God being angry every day. I guess it's angry at the wicked every day is the distinction on that church sign, but I'm quite certain I know who Jesus would hang out with. Anyway, we weren't given these emotions to stifle them, but we weren't given these emotions to be eaten alive by them either. The unobserved life, especially the unobserved emotional life, is a very small one. A very small one. And I do not believe for an instant that God wants us to have a small life, not for any of us. Beautiful, expansive, heartfelt lives is our birthright. Beautiful, expansive, heartfelt lives is our birthright. We are a part of the Creator of all things. All things. Not just the bad things, not just the good things, not just the weird things, all the things. All the stuff. You, me, all of us, we're a part of that. We don't have to be a small part of it. And a life engulfed in anger makes us small. Trust me, I know. I know. God doesn't want us to be small. God comes to know itself better through us, through our lives. And the more expansive our hearts, the more God comes into this world of form. Through our hands, through our eyes, through our words, and yes, through our emotions, God comes into this material world. Anger constricts us. Unchecked anger constricts us. I'm not saying we shouldn't feel anger at all. Far from it, I don't even think that's possible. But the unobserved and out of control emotional life constrains us. It narrows the conduit to God. It narrows the conduit to God. We don't hear the soothing, knowing voice of Spirit. We just hear our own voice. The one of rage or fear or jealousy or any other emotion. We cut ourselves off. We do it to ourselves. The great thing is we can reverse that, and I'm living proof of it. We can step back and observe our emotions, stop being the victims of them, and enter into a more expansive life. We can enter into the life God wants for us. God may indeed be angry every day, as that church sign said, as each of us is angry at some level every day, and God is present in and as each of us. But unlike what the sign implied, the only punishment is the smallness that we impose on our own lives if we aren't in control of our emotions. A small life is not our birthright. A constricted and constrained life is not our birthright. A life chained to rage is not our birthright. We are one with God, and God is all there is. Our birthright is joy and love and expansion. We gain that by observing our emotions and taking charge of our emotional life. By striving to control ourselves, we step into a place of great power. It's something no one can take away from us, no matter the situation. And let me tell you the fun part. Emotional intelligence is not an incredibly hard road to walk. Learning to recognize and observe our emotions and not be run over by them is nothing nearly as challenging as, say, learning to still the mind in meditation. It's a constant road to walk, yes, but it's not a rocky one to walk. It's as simple as a deep breath and a reminder to observe. Don't let uncontrolled anger constrain your life. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. God wants us to expand. An expansive life is ours to have at every moment. At every moment. That is a life of joy and hope and wonder. That is a life of joy and hope and wonder. Take a deep breath and step into it. Let's step forward into it together. Parker and the whole world is waiting for us. Will you pray with me? So here and now I step into the wonder and the awe that is the Holy One. I know that the Holy One is present. Here is each of us. That expansive and loving heart is present as each of us. And what I know now for us is courage. I know that we are courageous in our love and in our joy. I know that we are courageous in our seeking. I know that we are courageous in our oneness. And that we move out into the community of Parker and the world beyond. In enlightenment and in joy and in peace. We are the ones we have been seeking. We carry the Holy One inside of us. We express it. I am so deeply, deeply grateful. I'm so deeply grateful for this community and all that it is becoming as we step out into this community in our summer of joy and become more and more as we grow and prosper. I am grateful for our oneness. I'm grateful for the love that we are. So I just release this. I let it go. I let it go into a law that only knows yes, that only says yes to us. I release it and I let it go. Seal it with me by saying, and so it is.
Optimism is contagious. Say it loud and say it strong. Optimism is contagious. Pick it up and pass it on. Optimism is contagious. Sing it loud and sing it strong. Optimism is contagious. Pick it up and pass it on. Pick it up and pass it on. Pick it up and pass it on. Keep it up and pass it on. Pick it up and pass it on. Pick it up and pass it on.
Oh, it's now time for our offering. Please know that your gifts and offerings are used responsibly as we endeavor to fulfill our mission, providing spiritual tools for personal and community transformation. Your money changes the community of Parker and it changes the world. Money is God in action. There are many ways to do good works, and your giving is a powerful way. So please take your gift into your hand, or if you give electronically as I do, please take your gift into your heart and affirm with me. I give this gift for you.
I give this gift for you.
I give this gift for me.
I give this gift for me.
Together we are community.
Together we are community.
Together we prosper.
Together we prosper.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Talent, time, and treasure is what we have to give. It's what we have to share, and how we live in the law of circulation, just passing on the gift. With talent, time, and treasure, we are blessed. We are blessed. Talent, time, and treasure is what we have to give. It's what we have to share, and how we live in the law of circulation, just passing on the gift. Talent, time, and treasure, we are blessed. We are blessed.
Uh-oh. Oh, there it is. I was like, uh-oh, I'm dead. Oh, boy. Thank you to Kathleen Daly for functioning as our usher today. Come a little closer. All right, I'm silly now. I'm sorry.
She's so silly.
Oh, so I just know that those who give are a little more open to receive now, and I know that these offerings go out into the world and do great, great work. And they are a blessing on this community and a blessing on the town of Parker, and so it is.
And so
Thank
it
you,
is.
Kathleen. So let's bring up Joe for some announcements.
Yeah.
Turn this one off.
Thank you. It works. You know what? Thank you for fixing the speaker over here. That was really awesome. And because the music is so beautiful, as it always is. So I never get angry until I get into my car. Does anybody relate to that? Yeah. It's the toughest thing, right? I think our true selves come out in the car sometimes. So we are doing so much in our community now. It's so exciting, and there's so many things coming up. And again, you have to thank all of the practitioners here with what they do for our community. And their meditations here are every Sunday morning at 9:30. So if you need to get into a little deeper level of thought, that's a great place to go. The youth ministry programs for people, little children, 8, or well, not little, I guess, 2 to 18. See Heather Holmes, Lonegran, she'll help you with that. The spiritual requests are also available all the time. So you can do it here. There's chairs set up over there. You can go online, put something in, or if you have their phone number, I'm sure you can pick up the phone and call them. Ooh, I'm getting looks right now, guys. Maybe that wasn't right. Is that okay? Okay, that's okay. All right. I'd like to welcome everybody back, and I think this is great what we're doing and expanding things. We have food over here, we have coffee, we have tea, and just to reconnect with everybody again. It's so powerful. It's just so powerful. And I want to thank everybody that worked so hard to put all that together, because it doesn't just happen. We don't have caterers that just come in and bring this stuff. So it's all done here within the community. On Saturday, June the 4th, we have at 10 a.m., we have a special outing that's going to be at the Botanical Gardens on York Street in Denver. You have to purchase the tickets ahead of time, but it's going to be led by Reverend Stephanie. And that's a beautiful place. If you've never been there, it is well worth the time to go experience it. There's books that are called to, that get your nature fix. I don't know if you've ever heard of that book. But when you're out in nature, when you're experiencing that, there's a peace that comes over us that's like no other. So that's a special, and that's June 4th at 10 a.m. And again, all of this, thanks to Shirley and the other work that's done, is all on the cslparker.org website. and then you can also sign up for the newsletters as well. Then we have some exciting things that we're taking this community and expanding it out to the community of Parker, and we're doing that on June the 10th through Sunday, June the 12th. That begins on Friday, and that's the Parker Days. And we have a booth in there, and we're going to share the greatness of our community with more people and see what we can do to be supportive of the town of Parker. And over on this table over here, we have a sign-up sheet. So we need volunteers. We can't do this alone. So say yes. Okay, wait,
Yes.
let's try that one. So let's say yes.
Yes.
And I'm looking at you guys, okay? So I know who you are, all right? So we have to say yes, we have to do that. But every time I've always done that and made that commitment to do that, I was always so thankful afterwards, because it's always just fun. It's just fun connecting with everybody. So we have the sign up over there. So please take time and just take a minute to go over there. And if you don't sign up, then you don't get any food. No pressure there, guys, is there? What was that song you were singing? I guess I'm not following it right now. So anyway. So at 6 p.m., we have the Facebook live chat with Stephanie, Reverend Stephanie. So you can go on there. And then we also have a blog post on her website that you can sign up with. That's for May is called Our Emotional Vocabulary. And then she also helps with pastoral counseling and creating rituals for your life. She would love to hear from you. Right? Okay, there. See? Yes. Okay. So, and then I apologize for last week because I missed saying about her class that she has coming up, and I'm blaming my glasses on it because I had the wrong ones on, so I couldn't follow things very well. But Reverend Stephanie has a new class starting called Wild Mercy, and it's Living the Fierce and Tender Women of the Women's Mystic featuring Mirabai Starr, and she brings to life the saints and sages, goddesses, and poets. It is on Zoom, and it begins Thursday, May 26th from 6:30 to 7:30 and runs for 6 weeks. So you decide the payment on that. Excuse me. So you decide the payment on that, and it's a class that can inspire one's life. In addition, Dr. Vern is announcing his new class that's starting called Thriving Through Uncertainty. This is the book. And it begins on Wednesdays and Thursdays, June 22nd and June 23rd at 10 a.m. on Zoom. It runs for 6 weeks. The offering is $105. And for those of you who have not heard this before, it's so easy to do this. The Zoom, you just click on it. And Jeanette, and I appreciated, I said how much you do to make that all work last week. And Hans was supposed to tell you that I said that here. He didn't tell you, did he? And Luann. Okay, thank you. So you're in trouble now, Hans. Yeah, you're welcome. Okay. So that is starting up. It's $105, and you can get these books on Thrift Books, and it's not that expensive to get. So great things come from both of those kinds of classes from Reverend Stephanie and Dr. Vern. And Dr. Vern is delivering the message next week, so we're looking forward to that. And thank you for that beautiful message today. And so I will leave you with this, that I know that when I'm angry, there's something missing in me, not what I'm angry at. So I go inward with it. And I know that when I'm in a state of love and joy for myself and for others, that the power lies in knowing, and it really is a choice, our choice. Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Joe. Okay, let's see. DJ's not here. So thank you to everyone who served in any way today. We have a lot of folks over here that have done a lot of things. Special thank you to Colleen DeVries, who brought in a lot of the food today. Please don't miss out on that. Thank you to the Richardsons, who did a lot of stuff today. Let's see. Kathleen rather brought in food today. Denise and Renee did all the coffee and the tea, I think. Kenny, you did a bunch of stuff today, and Kim, I think you got roped into doing some things too, didn't you? Thank you to our practitioners, our camera operator, Renee Lapine. Thank you to our amazing CSL Parker Band. Thank you all for being here today. Welcome back to all of you. Welcome back to all of you. Please make sure you sit down with a practitioner after service. Join me in one last prayer, and then we'll go eat, okay? All right, a quick prayer. So I just know that we are blessed, and I know that we are a blessing. I know we go out into this world and we do great, great things. And so it is.
So it is.
Have a great week, everybody.
I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Have a great week.
There's a reason for the sunshine sky, and there's a reason why I'm feeling so high. Must be the season when that love light shines all around us. So let that feeling grab you deep inside and send you reeling where your love can't hide, and then go stealing through the moonlit nights with your lover. Just let your love flow like a mountain stream, and let your love grow with the smallest of dreams, and let your love show, and you'll know what I mean. It's the season. Let your love fly like a bird on a wing, and let your love find you to all living things, and let your love shine, and you'll know what I mean. That's the reason. There's a reason for the warm, sweet nights, and there's a reason for the candle lights. Must be the season when those love lights shine all around us. So let that wonder take you into space and lay you under. It's love